Alright, let's look closely at some web pages and do some critical thinking. This page talks about eating red meat and the risks for cardiovascular disease. It suggests that risk can be lowered by eating leaner cuts of meat, and it cites a research study as evidence. This is where we can apply our critical thinking skills. You're probably familiar with the 5 W's: who, what, when, where, and why. We can use these 5 questions to test the credibility of web sources. First, who is responsible for this information? Science Daily is a news website, and this story reports on a research study. Who is behind the study? It says that it was funded by a grant from the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. Where can I learn more about this group? I checked its website. It's a .org site, which makes sense. According to this page, the NCBA is the national nonprofit group representing the interests of beef cattle producers. This leads us to the next question. Why would this group pay for a study related to the healthfulness of red meat? Well, although the NCBA itself is a nonprofit, the group members have a strong commercial interest in this topic. They want people to feel safe eating the meat that they produce. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that the study isn't valid. After all, it was done by Johns Hopkins and other highly respected medical groups. But the commercial motive here should get our attention. Are there other studies like this one, and have they confirmed this study's results? This leads to another W question. When was this information produced? This news story is from 1999, and the research study itself came out the month before, which makes it 16 years old at the time of this video. In terms of medical research, that's getting a little bit dated. We can check to see if there are more current studies like this one, but if not, I'm a little skeptical about this study's claims. Now for the next W. What does the study actually say? The details make a big difference with research studies. I don't see a link to the article, but it tells us the name of the journal it appears in, Archives of Internal Medicine, so I'll copy that. Using this information, I'll search EBSCOhost, a library source for finding articles. I'll add some search words about the study and search. Here's the study. The dates match. But when I click the article title, it doesn't have the full text, which means I can't read it here. But when I copy the article title and paste it into Google, there happens to be a full text version of the study available online. This won't always be the case, especially with medical research, but this time it worked. From here, we can read the researchers' actual conclusions rather than just relying on someone else's summaries. So that's how to evaluate web sources using the 5 W's. A quick review of the questions we asked. Who is responsible for this information? Where can I learn more about them? Why have they produced this information? When was it produced? And what do the sources cited actually say? There are lots of other W questions you can ask, but this is a good start. If you need some help, just ask a librarian.